My lords, my ladies, good gentles all, my name is Sir Michael of York, and this is a tale from the court of King Arthur. It involves the great Sir Erec, one of the most renowned fighters in that court, and his lady wife, Enide. They are married. They have set off on a quest because Lady Enide has questioned his valor, and he is not sure that she loves him. And so they set off on a quest together, just the two of them. And it's a long quest, and there are many adventures that happen, but I will focus on this one for now. It's been a bad day for him. He's had to kill 2 giants, and in the process, he took a pretty bad beating. And all the wounds from his previous encounters have opened up and started to bleed out. And he is now riding hard to the woods to get back to his lady, who he left by the side of the road so that she would be safe from these giants. And in the heat of the day, and in the hard riding, his wounds begin to bleed out, and his bandages all burst. And coming into the clearing where his lady is, he sees her, and he stumbles, and he falls off his horse, and lies crumpled on the ground, senseless. Seeing him fall, the lady Enide, who knows what this is about, and is in great fear for him, screams and runs to his body, assuming that he is dead. And she begins great lamentation, tearing her clothes and tearing her hair, and her cries, and her dismay, and her self-recrimination about how she's caused this death of this noble knight is heard by one count of the Moor. His name is his men were, and lives that day. And they come and they find her there. And this dead knight, who's pretty badly beat up, his shield is all smashed, he's cut in about a dozen places, he's bleeding out. And the count immediately sees a need, and he sees how and he is overcome. And on the spot, he decides to marry this woman, whether she will or not. He tries to comfort her. She won't accept any comfort, so he arranges for a litter to be made by his men, and they take the body in great honor back to his castle, and the knights travel along and have to hold up the lady Enide because she keeps crying and falling off the horse. The 2 knights are doing nothing but keeping her on the horse. They get back to the moor, they put the dead body, they put Erec on the dais with his shield and his lance. And the count goes up, and his house was buried, and he said, I'm going to marry your wife. And if she will consent, I will give her half my lands. She is so beautiful and has such lovely countenance and has such nobility that I can only gain honor by this action, so I am going to marry her right now. And so he brings her to the chapel, he brings in the lady, and against her will, he marries her on the spot, and then they start the feast. And he forces her to sit at the table where she doesn't want to sit. She's still lamenting the death of her husband, that she can see on the dais, right there in the center of the hall. And the count, meanwhile, is saying, my lady, it is time for you to set that aside. You are now a countess. You are rich. You have great wealth. You should have great happiness, for I am the count, and you are now my wife. Lay aside all this meat and eat this meal. And she turns to him and says, I will not eat a single morsel until that dead knight comes up here and eats with me. The count at this point, that was outrageous. He goes, that's not going to happen. That's not the way it works. You must eat. And she just sort of looks at him. In my mind, she just gives me an eye roll from hell. He slaps her in his frustration because he wants her to obey his word. And all of his knights at buried stand up. Sire, that is inappropriate. That lady is properly grieving for her husband. You have no right to slap her like that. Silence. She is mine. I am hers. I will do as I will. And he, in her grief, hears that phrase and says, you will not. I am not yours. I am his. I will not do your bidding. I will not be your wife. The count turns and slaps her again across the face. Enide's grief and her outrage overwhelm her, and she starts to shriek and scream. You may order me around, she said. You may give me commands. You may threaten me. You may pluck my eyes out with your hands. You may flay me alive, but she continues to oppress him. Erec wakes up at this point. He's like a man from sleep. He wakes up and he has no idea where he is. There's people already, but he hears his wife's shrieking in defense of him against this lousy count. gathering courage, gathering strength for his love for his lady, he stands up off the dais, draws his sword, walks across the room, and slays the count with one blow, spattering brains, blood all over the place. The riot that ensued, you can well imagine. Every knight stood up and said, "The devil has inhabited the dead man's body. Run away!" That all emptied in no time flight. Erec runs back, grabs his shield, and he runs with it, picks up his lance, and they proceed out into the courtyard. Without hindrance, you see, no man wanted to be last out at all. So by the time they got to the courtyard, it was fleeing people in all directions. The dead man, the dead man! They're all running away. By luck, Erec's horse is just being led back from being watered, still bridled, still saddled by young squire. Erec, still dirty blood, still dead man, walks up and takes the bridle from the squire, who immediately finishes. He mounts his horse, lifts his lady wife up onto his lap, and they proceed out of the castle, out of the town, undeterred, unblocked, and they ride in the evening light, moonlit towards the woods, declaring their love for each other. For now he knows that she truly loves him, and now she knows that he is truly a valorous knight, and they reaffirm their love, they reaffirm their commitment.